Hello everyone, my name is Robert. I'm going to give you some updates here in the crypto world, mainly Genius, because Genius has got all sorts of great stuff going on, but I saw this here with PayPal and Zoom, and I just thought this would all be really interesting. But we got PayPal USD popping out. Do we need more stablecoins? Well, whether we need stablecoins or not, the reality is when it comes to business, stablecoins are they're an incredibly huge opportunity. They make a lot of money, and they also give an institution quite a bit of power from responsibility, and it's pretty cool. So PayPal decided, this is huge though, because PayPal is realizing that traditional finance, there's not much opportunity in traditional finance. So PayPal is jumping more and more on crypto. PayPal, they got their feet wet with crypto, and now they're just like, won't give me more of that crypto. That's what they're doing. China's risky Bitcoin court decision. Risky? Like, what's the risk? Is the risk that their government will lose less power or lose more power? But let's check this out. It's amazing that, like, 10 years after the idea of the first stablecoin, well, not 10 years, like 8 years. 8 years after the idea of the first stablecoin, which was Tether, or the first mainstream one. But 8 years later, people want to do the same thing. But really, the future today is algorithmic stablecoins, because you don't have to put risk in a crappy banking institution. I mean, they're not that great. Look at this. Oh, cool. Oh, so PayPal. Looks to me like PayPal didn't just announce this. I guess I could read the article, but it looks to me that people are making announcements if issued under a clear regulatory framework. I'm reading this chairman thing. I've been quite a bit on Twitter today, and I saw a little tweet about this PayPal stablecoin. But let's dive into it. It looks like here there's an implementation. Oh, that's pretty cool. Hold on a second. Yes, Etherscan, I'm a human. What a great way to advertise. Somebody should send some genius here. I'll probably do that, but somebody should send some genius here so that I can get into the eyes of other developers. But okay, so 18 hours ago, new contract source code verified. 18 hours ago, apparently PayPal created their contract. Let's look at this contract. Let's see what it is. It's using safe math. Wait, is this just the contract itself? Looks like a pretty small contract. Cool, let's see what it does. All right, it's suggesting quite an old version of Solidity. Okay, there's a way to tell whether it was initialized or not. So I don't know how people know this is real, besides the fact that it's called PayPal USD. Like, it could be a scam, right? It could be somebody trying to pretend to be PayPal USD. But apparently, news is picking it up and it might be legit. That's cool. All right, so this makes sense. If it's using 6 decimal places, it most likely is a US dollar coin. You see, in the banking system, the Federal Reserve System, the US Treasury, etc., in the digital versions of a dollar, like with your bank account, there are 6 decimal places. This is how the dollar was programmed in computing, long ago, before smart contracts and stuff. So while you only see 2 decimal places behind your US dollar, there's actually 6. So in the banking world, they account for 6 of them. To be frank, when it comes to when it comes to solidity, you really don't need 6 decimal places. I've noticed that these stablecoins did these 6 decimal places, and I'm pretty certain it's to mimic the banking system itself. All right. Each address relates to an address. Okay, so this must be the... Never mind, this is ERC20 stuff. This is so interesting. There's no... Okay, they didn't even use Open Zeppelin stuff. Okay, wait, maybe they did. Okay, they used Open Zeppelin safe math, of course, but let's see what else is going on here. Okay, there's an owner. Asset protection role, frozen. Cool, so like your account can be frozen. That's what my guess that the implementation is. But yeah, all of these, that's internal, so you can't read the frozen list. Well, let's see. Okay, so what we know, what we have so far, pausability data. Okay, so what we know about this PayPal thing is that there's a flag to say whether or not the contract is initialized, and that's private information, maybe. There is, of course, a list of account balances. There's an allowance to allow other contracts to spend. There's an owner, which I find interesting. Can probably change the owner anytime. But the owner, the information about the owner is public. That's cool. There's a pause. Interesting. Asset protection role. So someone has a role to protect assets. So some account is probably going to have access to freeze accounts. I'm curious if you're going to be able to see what accounts are frozen. Let's see, supply control data. Okay, supply controller, makes sense. Proposed owner, interesting. Beta, delegate whitelister. Cool. Oh, okay. Asset protection events. Cool. So if these events actually get emitted, you'll be able to listen to this contract and tell whether or not somebody's funds were frozen and not allowed to be like unfrozen. That would be useful to listen to, because after all, if you find out some account gets frozen. But by the way, one thing I want to say is that it's not unheard of where accounts get frozen accidentally. And it's just a real pain in the ass to unfreeze those accounts. So what kind of sucks about freezing accounts is, if you're somehow, some way caught in the middle of that, you don't even have to be part of something to get caught in the middle of it, really. And it's really not your fault if you're innocent and that happens. Because, you have... everybody in the world apparently is like a maximum of 6 degrees separation, right? What is that thing called? 6 degrees of separation. But things like this happen, and they suck if they happen to you. Hasn't happened to me. Supply control events. This is kind of cool. This is cool. You can make an app just to like watch this contract. But the pause and unpause, I find that interesting. Mandatory verification required. The proxy has already been initialized. Verify the owner and supply controller addresses. So here's the initialization functionality. So when the contract was first deployed, it was initialized using this function. A public function, okay. is initialized and then paused. Huh. So when transferring tokens from one another, tokens cannot be transferred to an address, the 0 address. So if you want to burn some of their tokens and make it probably really difficult for PayPal, all you got to do is send to addresses that probably don't exist. All right, and wherever you send it to, it cannot be frozen. And if your account is frozen, you cannot send anything. And if the account is frozen, you cannot send anything to that account. All right, that makes sense. Okay, and then transfer from, how to transfer to each other. Oh wait, okay, this transfer function, whoever calls this function from their wallet, the wallet that they're signing from is going to do the transfer itself, right? Oh man, so, and then transfer from, of course, make sure that the account is not frozen. So do we have to go through this whole contract? Maybe, but I'll tell you what, that's the thing about stablecoins that sucks, is that some admin can sit there and freeze your account. And hey, people make mistakes. If this admin freezes an account that they don't mean to freeze, eeps, whoops. And that does happen. That was quite a problem with USD Tether. So approve when not pause, okay. Increase approval, all right. Decrease approval, allowance. All right, only owner. Let's see what functions only the owners can do. They can propose owner, allows current owner to begin transfer and control. They didn't really have to do that require. Cool. All right, well that's nice that when the owner is changed, when you propose an owner, the proposed owner is changed. Okay. Disregard proposed owner. So the proposed owner can say, hey, I don't want to be the owner. That's what it looks like at a quick glance. Old proposed owner. And whenever the owner proposes a new owner, that ownership must be claimed by the proposed owner. Okay, interesting. Reclaim this PYUSD. So the owner of the contract is able to interesting. When not paused. Okay. Pause and unpause. Set asset protection role. This is what I find interesting, the asset protection role. Freeze. All right, let's see who can freeze an account. All right, so anybody who has an asset protection role can freeze accounts. I believe that was just one account address. Yeah, asset protection role. Well, that's cool that unfreezing is easy. Wipe frozen address. So when your address is frozen, balance is 0. Oh, the balance just set to 0. So the tokens are set to 0. The total supply is now less the balance of that frozen account once it has been wiped. But of course, those funds are still in the institution, probably whatever institution PayPal is working with. Maybe they are their own institution now. I don't think so, but maybe they are. Aw, man. Well, that's cool that there's an is frozen public view. I mean, hey, maybe USD coin or Circle Center, whatever. Maybe USD Tether does have this is frozen function, which that's nice to know if some account is frozen before sending funds to it or whatever. So should an account ever be frozen? I don't think so. I think if I think a better form of money lets anyone use it, whether one group of people like it or not. And that's what makes Bitcoin amazing, right? Set supply controller. Okay, so this is someone who controls the supply. So it seems like there are 3 main roles so far, or 4 perhaps. Increase supply. All right. Well, this makes sense. Anybody who increases supply, decrease supply. Next sequence of delegated transfer. Oh. A transactor must submit next sequence of in the next transaction for it to be valid. Huh. Beta delegate transfer. Oh man, now they get into assembly language for this. Okay, that's fine. I'm not even gonna look at this right now. I'm gonna look at that. Cool. All right, so, max total supply 0 PayPal USD. Cool. That was fun to look at. So just like any other centralized stablecoin, people's funds can get frozen. So it's kind of like a team that doesn't want to work with each other and does want to work with each other, wants to shut other people out, have the ability to steal their money at any time. Maybe people forgot the thing that makes Bitcoin amazing is the fact that your account can't be frozen. Now, your average person doesn't have problems with this, right? Your average person doesn't have problems with their accounts getting frozen. However, it happens quite a bit. Even very normal people get their accounts frozen, and they feel like a criminal. Like the institution doesn't want to talk to them. They push them away. They're just like, oh, we can't talk to you. You can talk with this one phone number. Yep. Well, all right, cool. In other news, something pretty awesome happened recently. The Genius marketing team, which there really isn't a team, it's like a decentralized effort. It's a community effort. But the community for Genius is killing it with donations. I'll put that for another video.